The baritone saxophone is an instrument used in multiple music genres across the world today. I have been playing saxophone since I was in 5th grade, and I have fallen in love with the instrument ever since. These are 3 simple steps you can follow to get started on playing the baritone saxophone. First, learn the parts of your saxophone. This is a baritone saxophone. This is the body of the baritone saxophone. This whole section is the body. This end of the saxophone is the bell of the saxophone. This is where the sound comes out. These keys on the side, they're called keys. There's pads underneath the keys to keep the air in, and different patterns of the keys and different combinations of the keys make different notes. This is the neck of the saxophone. It connects right here, and there's a cork on the end of it where the mouthpiece gets attached. And this is the mouthpiece of the saxophone. This is where you put your mouth to make the noise by blowing air into it. This is the reed of the saxophone. It vibrates to make the noise in different notes. And this is the ligature. It holds the mouthpiece onto the reed onto the mouthpiece. This is the neck strap. You put it around your neck to make sure that you can keep your saxophone safe at all times and to keep it from falling on the ground. The second part, when learning how to play a musical instrument, is actually assembling your saxophone. First, you take the body, and then you attach the neck to the body. The end of the neck without cork is the one you attach to the body. Twist it in and align it with the saxophone in a line. Make sure it's straight. Then you tighten it to make sure it stays in place by twisting this knob. Next, you have to make sure you soak your reed for at least 2 minutes. Otherwise, it's warped and you won't be able to play on it properly. You soak it by putting it into your mouth, like so. Then, you attach it to your mouthpiece. You have to make sure it's lined up perfectly, otherwise it will not play correctly. Then you slide on the ligature, and you have to make sure that it is lined up like so. There's a little bit of a space at the top of the reed, and the 2 dots line up perfectly on each side of the reed. Then you tighten the ligature to make sure it stays in place. Next, you put the mouthpiece on the end of the neck, right, like this, and make sure it is in line. You have to make sure you clean your saxophone regularly to prevent it from the potential damage by rusting, and the keys will not play properly if it rusts. The next part of playing the saxophone is actually playing the saxophone. Today I will be reviewing 5 basic notes that you normally learn in the beginning of your saxophone playing. First is the G. The G is with 3, 1, 2, 3 on the pearls. Then you just simply put your mouth around the mouthpiece and create a seal, like this. And that is G. Next is A. You lift up your ring finger, so you have your pointer finger and your middle finger on the 2 keys. And then you do the same thing. Make sure you keep the seal. Next, you have B, which is just your pointer finger on this 1 key. And those are the 3 basic notes. We will be reviewing 2 more. C is just your middle finger. 1, 2, 3, and you lift up these two fingers. So it's just your middle finger on this one key. And D is the last note we will be learning. It's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 on your left hand, and 1, 2, 3 on your right hand, down on these pearl keys down here. And then the octave key in the back, which is right above the thumb rest. Those notes, when they're put together, can make multiple different songs, like Mary Had a Little Lamb and Hot Cross Buns. In conclusion, playing the saxophone is a wonderful instrument to play. The 3 basic steps that you can do when you start learning the saxophone is naming the parts of the instrument, learning to assemble your instrument, and playing basic notes. So, with a bunch of dedication and practice, you can become the next big star.